quote, fake news. Fake news. You are fake news. It's all fake news. Fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. It's all fake news.
Yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of World Gone Mad. It's been a while, but we have things to do in life, and it takes a while to make things good. So tonight or today, we got a great show. I want to get practical, ladies and gentlemen. I've done many shows on all kinds of topics, and we will do that again. It's very interesting, but it's time to get practical because the options are out there. The technology is coming back to us, which comes back from the ancient past. They could do all kinds of interesting things. And I think that we should be doing that again. So it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's good. So I hope you are all good out there in these crazy times in this world. And, well, the beauty is, ladies and gentlemen, that all the solutions are out there. We don't have to live like this anymore. There was actually no reason to live like this. Our societies, our governments have been hijacked. Okay, our lives have been hijacked. Our very minds have been hijacked through lots of propaganda and all kinds of stuff. And now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to put an end to that. Every little step in the right direction is a good thing. Don't say there's nothing I can do. There's always something you can do. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And today is a little bit about gardening. We're going to talk about the hemp plant. We're going to talk about moringa. We're going to talk about electroculture and healing. If this is what we can put into the world, our future will be beautiful. Our children's future will be beautiful. So, it's very fascinating. We got a guest today. Mr. Southozman is going to be with us in a moment. So we'll just wait for his arrival a little bit. And then we're going to have fun with this. Let me see. Share screen. Yeah, I can put up a file, an image that I put downloaded for the other show I did, which I didn't post the other day. Let me see if I can find those pictures again. They were quite interesting about the hemp plant and all these kind of stuff. The old Oz is here, so we'll invite him in a moment. I just wanted to put up a little picture. Oh, that's the wrong one. That was an article I was selling. Okay, give me a second. Image file. Where was it? Where did I leave it? Yes, here. Here we go. Hemp. Okay, put it on the stage. Yes, alright. So the hemp plant, as you see here, has many uses. And including, as you can see, fuel, textiles, and all kinds of stuff. And so we're going to start this one. Get our guest on and let us talk about. We got with us today again a regular Mr. Southozman.
G'day.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, g'day. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, sounds like a very positive, good vibe show, man. Let's see where it
absolutely.
goes.
Because once you discover, and it is coming back now from us, from the ancient past, all these beautiful technologies, all the stuff, all the things we can do to make life heaven on earth, is coming back to us. And these beautiful green plants, like the hemp plant, is such an amazing plant. It's they cannot even begin to express how amazing it is. Just like the moringa tree. So nature has everything for us. It's coming back, and I think I'm starting to feel it's time to get practical. We can get all the information out there, and you can consume everything you want. It's all good, and it's very interesting. But I think it's time right now to get practical. Whatever you can do, get a moringa, grow your stuff. Find a place where you can grow things. Make people aware of the greatness of it all. Because if we push this, the future can be beautiful, and we can get rid of all this shit that we don't need, that we never needed actually. And I started the show saying we have been hijacked. Our minds have been hijacked. Our life has been hijacked. And it's time to put that aside because the solutions are there. So we're going to talk about hemp, moringa, electroculture, and healing in general, sound healing, all kinds of healing. So now I know you've done a couple of shows on this. You have your little information all about this. So I put the hemp up. So let's start with the hemp then. As you can see, all the options are there, and paper is one of the best kind of papers you can have. They started to take it from trees, our friends, the trees, killing them for no reason. So what do you? I mean, I know you know things about it. What do you think about hemp? What do you know about hemp? What do you have to offer when you think about hemp? What do you think? How can our world benefit from this amazing plant?
Oh, it's virtually endless to a degree. There's a fairly famous book out there. I think you can look it up, 1,000 or 1,001 uses for hemp alone.
Mm-hmm.
And General or the Ford company actually, one of their cars, I think one of the T model Fords was actually made of hemp, and you could actually hit it with a sledgehammer and not even dent the damn thing. Clothing, another amazing thing. It lets out, I think, a 5,000 hertz resonance. Also going into the resonance side of things, it's a very positive frequency for clothing. And the beauty of hemp clothes is that the more you wash it, the better it gets. So you don't get much, with our poly freaking all these other bloody plastic clothings and everything else, and that's intertwined, and that even compares to the hemp clothing as well. The medicinal prospect, what it does as well. It's just where do I could just ramble on. It's probably parroting what's going to be brought up anyway, but it's one of my top two plants. My second plant, believe it or not, the one that you're bringing it up, is moringa, which is another story I'll go down when we get onto the moringa. But yeah, man, hemp all the way.
Yeah, if you because the hemp industry has become quite big again. I mean, it's controlled, but have you noticed anything in Australia? Because that's an amazing climate to grow the plant, and I mean, more and more the last 10 years, it has become. The EU was here in Europe was sort of tolerating it a little bit, but not to the full extent where we can really profit from it. But it has come back in a big way. Hemp also in Africa, all around the world. So have you noticed in Australia? Have you seen anything with hemp coming back?
No, unfortunately, we have got one of the most famous hemp suppliers for medicinal purposes by the names of Rick Simpson. Don't know if
Mm.
that name rings a bell to yourself
Oh
or
yeah,
the
yeah,
listeners. Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's stationed in Melbourne, but you can find doctors now that are prescribing it. I came across a gentleman last year that actually gets the flower, and he's prescribed to actually smoke it. Now, the unfortunate thing is that genetically modified engineers have got involved in the industry, and that's where it starts getting a little bit funky. Of course, they've got to put their little shit stain on everything, and this is where it's going to get a little bit well, not natural, I guess you could call it, when they're going to be genetically modifying this plant. That's the thing that worries me a bit about it, is
Mm.
that what grades, what have they taken out, what are they adding, and all that. But I'm not sure of the legalities or where it's going, but it's pretty dormant over here in Australia as far as I know. Not that I've looked into it, but as far as I know anyway.
Mm. Yeah, that's too bad. Like I said, it has taken off also in Europe, in America, in Africa, in Asia. China is the biggest hemp, producer, believe it or not. So, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be great that we can produce it everywhere. But if you think you can build sort of an economy around it, and yeah, of course, it shouldn't be modified. We should leave it alone. It will do miracles. Like when I was watching this show with this other Dutchman promoting it, it cleans the ground. So the plant cleans the toxic, soil. But you would say, well, that's not good because it will end up in the plant. But it doesn't. So how can we explain that? That's so weird. So it is a miracle plant, It's incredible. So they're using it there in Fukushima and all these places now, and in Chernobyl. I mean, also cleaning up the ground is just incredible. And, the fact that this is not being used anymore, because they used it here in the Netherlands too, and especially I heard for the ropes for the ships, but um, it's just and it is the one in the Netherlands is I learned it's under opium law, the drugs that are actually illegal. Hemp is a number one. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's I mean it's just so stupid and silly, and we can build a beautiful world. And I have also some, I don't know, I think I have that clip from these guys that were in Africa, were making gardens in the deserts again, and this is nothing new. You go back to ancient Babylon and all these places, Iran, where they've done all these things. And in history you read it a lot. You know probably more that they have made deserts all green again, and we can do it today. So
It was actually also, it was in the Bible as well. It's mentioned as one of the products of the oil that they used to anoint, I think, the Levitical priesthood with. One of the ingredients was hemp, yeah, or cannabis, yeah.
yeah, that's also a very old. The hemp and cannabis are not completely the same, but yeah, they're
It
like
was more
family.
cannabis, I think, because of the hallucinogenic processes, Once you got a bit of that oil on you, you sort of see
Yeah,
God, if you know what I mean.
yeah. No, it does help, especially if it's
Ah,
more pure. Because here it's very yeah, they spray it with lots of toxin stuff, and I noticed some places now here there is some places where you can actually get the non-toxic stuff, but it's quite a different thing. So
well,
that would also be
another
better.
thing too is that we have a cannabinoid inhibitor, or in, I forget the name of it, in our body, in our biological makeup. We have cannabinoids in our system naturally. So by having it, we're enhancing a substance that is already grounded in our creation of us, or
Hmm.
however you
Oh
look
yeah,
at it.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm also promoting, the mind-body connection. Yesterday I had a job interview, but I didn't really care about the job. I just went because I had something to do. And I was just chatting away with this lady. She was 26, and just having a conversation. And I mentioned also during this interview, just like, hey, I talked about, she said, tell me something about yourself. And then I came back to this mind-body connection. I said, it's incredible because most, um, how you call this, most conditions which are chronicle turn out to be not problem of the body, but of the mind, traumas, emotions you didn't, you know, deal with, and that piles up. And then what the mind does, because you cannot psychologically handle it so well,
Hmm.
we're a little bit weak, and then it projects it onto your knee or onto your back. It's a very common place, and onto your shoulders. And actually, my favorite tennis player, Ivan Lendl, he had to stop because he got chronic back pain. And I thought, and he was always the one who was so emotionless, like a robot, everybody said. So he wasn't so emotionless. He just suppressed it. That's why it went to his back.
Hmm.
So, so that's
And
another thing. Yeah, go on.
stomachs as well, with women that have had terminations that have cancelled
Mm,
their baby. There's a lot of correlation between that and stomach cancers. Another thing that has come out of something that you've thought of, or your guilt has produced, and and it has affected the body. So an energy point of sorts, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Guilt. They feel guilty later, and that
Oh yeah.
guilt builds up so much that it creates dis-ease of the body.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that. I mean, we start off on a different topic now, but it doesn't matter. We'll get to it. But it also is actually part of it, of this practicality, what I'm talking about, what I think we should now implement as soon as we can in our lives. And but this is a part of it, really health, because the health industry has also been hijacked. It's not saying that a doctor is an evil guy, but the whole institution has been hijacked, the hospitals, the doctors. So I don't say you can't trust, most likely bad advice. So And knowing all this about the mind, body, and our intuitions, our sensitivity, actually, traumas get into the body, and so also for our mental health, it's so good to let that flow. And like there's being thankful is an important thing, and letting go is another big deal for people. Letting go of loved ones you lost, or letting go of the good life you had, or but we have to flow. Water has to flow, and that's another obstacle in our health, in our world that we deal with, as well physical as internal. We have to do both. And uh, yeah, I think that knowing this is going to help us so much. That human beings will realize, hey, we're more than this, and we're being so living in such a confined space, physically, mentally. There's no wonder so many people are sick, and they make a profit of it. That's even worse. It tells us how much nonsense this world is. And now we get to the topics after this. We'll get to the topics to show people that actually the world can be very different through the means of hemp, moringa, electroculture, and so on. So before we kick into that, I'll give you a few minutes to talk, and then I'll find a clip.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've pretty much said what I had to, but yeah, dealing more around the hemp, of course. The Rockefellers, it all goes back to that sort of industry of the petrochemicals, and pretty much where it all stems from. Of this, they brought in the propaganda of people probably remember in the mid 50s to early 60s of the psychosis that it brings on, and they do like movies through the Rockefeller Foundation as well, publicizing these things of the insanity that this drug will. Of course, we're dealing between an hallucinogenic side of it, and we're dealing on just an ordinary clothing side of it, and for seeds and oils, of course, there's two different varieties we're talking about here with hemp and cannabinoids and things like that, THC. But that's the other thing is they're finding like just things that can be used for even post-traumatic stress problems, sleeping disorders. They're actually finding that it actually helps suppress a lot of post-traumatic stresses. I just read an article today actually about that because I don't know, people that smoke it a lot, they do say that they don't seem to dream as much. I think we've spoken about that in the past as well, and apparently it suppresses that, which is a bad sleeping pattern that a lot of people with severe post-traumatic stress disorder has, and cannabis helps to alleviate that in their dreams. So deeper REM dreams, I guess, where you just don't sort of acknowledge them as much, and hey, anything's a relief for these people to be able to sleep better. So it can work both ways in different avenues, and no doubt. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really have much more. I'll just see where the show goes with it.
All right. Well, thank you for that. We're about 18 minutes in. You're watching The World Gone Mad. I'm going to get a little bit more practical these days because it's needed. And that includes myself, obviously. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it truly, you think, what kind of world are we living in? And so I want to start with a little clip. Let me see. I hope I won't get much lagging. So hope we can keep it to a bare minimum. Let's see. This is a short clip of electroculture. So with things with copper and all that stuff, this is just amazing what we can do and what we probably have been doing for a long time in the past. Okay. So this clip, electroculture, let's take a look. Here we go. A lost farming technology. Yeah, because Big Daddy El Governmento stepped in a long time ago here too, and making the lives of the farmers very complex. Now, however, they do it very cleverly because they also give the farmers big subsidies. So it's they know what they're doing. But anyway, let's go back to the lost farming technology and get our knowledge back, get our freedom back.
What is the secret to growing giant plants? Do you ever remember seeing pictures of giant cabbages, giant pumpkins? What may have been the secret to growing these vegetables is a lost farming technology known as electroculture. The way that electricity affects plants was first observed in 1746 by a Scottish doctor named Dr. Mainbray. He electrified 2 trees and observed them putting forth new branches in October, something which had never happened before. In 1902, physicist Professor Lemstrom visited Alaska and observed plants growing faster under the aurora borealis. Due to the worldwide shortage of fertilizer, countries like China are investigating the use of electroculture and finding amazing results. They are achieving a 25 to 50% increase in yield with a 75% reduction in fertilizers and pesticides. Let's help spread the word about electroculture farming.
Well, there we go. That is the first clip there. Well, that is already fascinating in itself, what they're talking about there. Like, again, China, it's incredible. They have the biggest hemp producers they are, and they're looking into electroculture. I mean, why are we not doing that? You know, why are we not? Maybe we do on some level, but I mean, they definitely, even though this is probably an evil government they have there, they don't care about their people. They do, in business wise, a lot of smart things. And again, it reminds us that we're all part of everything. Really, it's if everything works through electricity and vibrations specifically, you start to be able to get it. Work with it. You can also, what they do now, what they have done is trying to control it, trying to control of it, and they have to a big extent. If you know it from that level, how it all works. So, but you see that also with healing, with all of it, it's now coming all together the way I sense it. Like it's out there, the knowledge is there. Again, it's all connected. It's all electricity, it's energy, it's vibration, and when we use all that, you can build a marvelous world. So, like copper, like our guest knows a little bit more about this whole stuff with copper. I'm not so technical, but I've been learning, and it's a great conductor. And it's used with plants. I saw some clips. I played a clip the other day where you can make them yourself. You make the copper in the little spiral, and you put it in the plants or whatever, and yields amazing effect. And also for us, actually, as human beings, copper has a great thing to offer. So maybe you can give us your 2 cents about it, about the copper and the conductivity of copper concerning plants and humans.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've got 4 copper rings on. Well, actually, 3 copper rings and a magnetite ring at the moment. I drink out of copper cups. I have a copper water holder. I've got copper that I put my fruit and vegetables in. Copper. I'm very into copper. My plants have copper rods in them. I'm very much into horticulture when it comes to that sort of thing. I've seen the results in my own life, let alone on the internet. There's plenty of people showing you testimonies of these huge tomatoes or pumpkins and all sorts of things. Anything you can virtually think of, you can put in, ground it with copper. Just get a pipe or some wire and just whack it into the ground and curl it up around it even, or just next to it, and watch the garden grow, so to speak. It's great for water purification as well. Another big reason that I have it, what I drink out of it, and good for animals as well. If you're in a trough, put some copper pipes or some copper wire at the bottom of the water. It will help keep it sterile. They used to use it on ships as well. Copper vases, not just for the sakes of looks, they were actually for dealing with infections because it's an microbacterial properties copper has as well. They used to have pools. You could put it into a pool. You don't even need. I've seen actually people putting their filter through putting copper pieces inside the filter instead of using chlorine or other chemicals to purify their water in their pool. The copper alone will keep it purified. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for copper. And of course resonance. You're ticking all the boxes on this one. That's for bloody sure. Hemp, and of course, what we're going to get into later with the with the moringa as well. That frequencies in copper, that's pretty much my life, really. It's,
Oh,
sums it up.
got the right guy on.
Yeah, yeah, it's ticked all the
Mind you, he's
boxes.
doing this for free, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not paying, so that's even more special. You know, but the bill will come
Donations
later.
are welcome.
Yeah, please donate, so I can,
Yeah,
actually afford to pay my guests, and
yeah.
But
Buymeamushroom.com.
yeah, come on, give us some money. We'll use it, like you see, we give it back to you. How to actually live in the world, pretending like I'm some sort of Elohim here, like I know better. No, but this is so. This is everybody should know. I mean, why not? Come on, man. This is can make so much difference. And then with the copper, I think you had in the past also the pipes and everything were all made from copper, so the water in your house was already coming out through copper and all. That's just so perfect. Why they threw that all away? We can go into the conspiracies, and we have done, and you can go on forever. And I still want to do it now and again, but I'm really thinking like let's get practical with things now because we're really like on the edge of yeah, total destruction. If this all continues, and there's no need for it. And these are the solutions: the hemp, the moringa, copper, getting understanding that we're part of it all. Because the more you look into this healing and how we can do uh, different kinds of farming, you see that the more you will work against it, the worse your life will get. And that's exactly what we have now. We have been working against nature. We've been minds are hijacked, our societies are hijacked, everything is hijacked. Actually, we're very much in the wrong place at this time where we should be. But then it is reversible. With all these techniques, with all this knowledge that's coming back to us now, it is reversible. You can be super healthy. I don't think you have to be sick. If you are, it's solvable. I think also techniques actually for broken bones and things like that. I think there's probably much faster ways to do it. But um, yeah, and you can live, and it's so much better to live around nature. I'm thinking of the smell of like basilicum. Those basilico fields. The smell of it is fantastic, man. Like, and then having all these beautiful flowers and trees and all the things we can build out of it. I mean, the world makes sense then again. Then, I mean, the world made never much sense since I was young. But when I look at all these things, I think, hey, the world makes sense. There is all these things that are durable, that are good. They just convinced us that, in the West, that having two houses or something and a big car was the ideal. But it's not. So I'm drifting off a little bit. So let's get back to topic.
I'll tell you another good little hint I'll throw in there for copper as well. If people like hiking, or even if you have a walking stick, get a. It's not that hard to do with a pipe. You can bend it. You can make your own walking stick or your own staff out of copper. Just need a copper rod. You can design it however you like. Bend it at the top, or you can add I don't know, crystal to it if you want, just for gripping for hiking even, and you're grounding by the same token. So I'm actually designing next week. I haven't been there yet. I'm hoping to go near one which is just a scrap metal yard, pretty much from they rip out pipes from houses and all that. And I'm going to get some copper piping, and I'm thinking of going into a bit of a business actually. I'll let this cat out the bag. Apart from I've got a few adventures. One of them's the moringa. I've got a few thousand pots ready to go into that next year. I'm going to start a moringa wholesale, pretty big business. And I'm
Good.
thinking of
Yeah,
actually
nice.
designing copper walking sticks as a bit of a sidekick as well. So, yeah,
Yeah.
just a couple of little things out there, yeah.
Yeah, now talk about practicality. That's exactly what I mean. That's practical. It's not just making a buck, which of course we also need. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to think a little bit more holistically. It's like not just making a buck. We need it. Yes, should make money, make as much as you like, but it should be not the sky's the limit. It should be coming back like the seasons. We go up and we go down. We just go around, and it doesn't have to be I need more than you. We just need what we need, and we create what we create. And the other thing I discovered also, I want to add with mental health, is human contact. I mean, whenever I watch a movie or something, that's what always gets me, when I see real, honest human contact. And that's what we need. We need that sort of, human contact. Sometimes we also don't need it. Sometimes you need to be away from it. It's a balance. It's a balancing act. But to be without it, it's no good. It's no good. It's not good. It's bad vibes. So I just want to throw that into the mix. I've realized that, it's really good. It's really valuable to have this human contact. But at the same time, again, you have to also know that things will pass and that things will go in life, and you can't hold on. But that makes the moment more special. So that's the good thing about it. And we can help each other also.
And the beauty of something like I just expressed that I want to do is that it's something I love. Now, what better thing to do that you're helping people, for one, and it's something that you love doing. It's a win-win situation, and
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
beauty. If how many people in life can find that, this is what we all should find. Imagine just, instead of going and sitting in an office doing shit that you don't like every damn day of your life just to pay a bill, and why not put all that energy into something that you like, if you can find it. A lot of people haven't found their forte, I guess you could call it. Copper, candles, even moringa, or hemp. If I could grow it, I could do a lot of miracles with it. That's for bloody sure.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, but just the moringa and the copper side of things. I want to make copper anks. At the ank, ANKH, the Egyptian thing. And but my main thing is, I notice I've been looking around. There's not a very big industry in it. Is copper walking sticks, pure copper walking sticks.
Yeah.
No rubber at the bottom,
Mm.
because you're going to break the grounding. See, because that way people are grounding at the same time as walking. That's the beauty of it. And I have heard in the 1800s that it was fairly common to have actual copper walking sticks. And doesn't that make sense then? Why they got rid of that as well? Something else that was good for us to ground ourselves,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But do you mean a walking stick just for people who walk poorly, or could like a 15-year-old also do it?
Well, two designs. One is just, of course, a walking stick if someone's got a bit of a gait and they've got a bit of a problem with a leg or something, you know what I mean? Injury. Or for balance, they've got vertigo problems, but also a hiking stick, a longer one, like a rod, like a wizard rod, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Yeah, big 6-foot rod that you just freaking grip. A nice grip handle, probably make the handle out of hemp rope. There you go. I could incorporate the hemp rope as the gripping handle, and
Yeah.
off you go into the bush, and you've got a stick that you use when you go hiking. There you go. Yeah.
Could it also be used as one of those, how do you call these, rods? Like you can suddenly find your directions through the magnetic forest or something.
Don't know. I like a
That would be
dowsing
interesting.
rod. Yeah. Get lost.
Oh,
No, just
where's
look
my
up at the
hole?
sun. Now look up at
Ah,
the sun. You'll get an idea of where it is and what way north, south, east, and west is. But yeah, you could find some water if you wanted to, I guess. But I'll leave that to the coat hangers. They chop them up. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know if they use copper in those dowsing rods. I thought it was like steel, which is another thing because when they brought in steel as a main thing for gardening, that changed the industry as well, because a lot of the old farmers, they would actually till the earth with copper, which produced a magnetic spark into the actual soil. So not only were you tilling, you were also adding energy into the soil. But iron has a different effect. Iron has a negative effect, see, in the ions. So by actually improvising, making up your own if you have to, if you're a bit practically minded or a bit of an inventor, you can make up your own gardening tools out of copper instead of what we've been given by the hardware stores now, which is just about iron pretty much. I mean, don't get me wrong, iron is good for like lemon trees. You just whack some iron nails even straight into the ground around it, or an old trick was you'd build, because they like nitrogen and iron, people would get a chicken pen, which was just, several-year-old chicken pen. And instead of, when you pull it down or move it or whatever, dig a hole there, put all the iron in and all the chicken shit, and then put a lemon tree on top, and away you go. You've got the biggest lemon tree this side of the Mississippi. So, yeah, there are things that work with iron, but not with when it comes to tilling, which is interesting because a lot of industry uses iron because it's a stronger metal, no doubt, than copper. But if you can utilize copper in your gardening, that will also change the structure of your soil and your produce of your plants. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just amazing. I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Like this practicality, man, that changes everything if we just implement it. And we can do it in little ways. If you don't have a garden, you can, do some plants or something, and try out with copper and everything. And doesn't cost too much. And it's just something. Every little bit helps, in my opinion. Some can do it in a big way. Some are big farmers and can do it. Some can do it in little ways, but it makes life so much better than what we have now. What they're going to push on us is complete hell, complete disaster. With now what I saw with Maxi, that this Australian police can pretty much take everything from your phone in a minute. Like your whole info is like, it's just sick, man. I don't like that. It's gone way too far, and it's time to get practical and put an end to it, man. Like that, the solutions are there. So that's why we're putting this up. So that's some good dot connecting there. And very good to know about this because I also have to learn, and I'm learning a lot. And I think, I also have to now try to put it into practice a bit when I can. And this is a start. First, you need to education, because also this has never been taught to you in education. This is they sell people all these idealistic ideas, and they're usually just propaganda anyway. They find out when they're in their 40s. But this would be something that would really beneficial, would make a change to the world. If you know about this, if you teach children this, and then the inspiration that they still have at that young age is actually valuable. They finally can say, yes, now we can go with the real green agenda. Now we can really go with the hemp plant and the moringa, and let's do it. Look at the potential there is. Now, if you learn that as a young child, you get enthusiastic instead of going into feminism or all this other nonsense that they really didn't really do anything. It was just a trick. But this would really do something.
Well, you're not going to get it in the government system, mate. The whole thing, everything about the war against hemp, the war against anything that's holistic in our life is not going to school to learn. Our history is boring as crap. Our educational system is all about the Rockefeller, just ringing that bell, getting us used to going out and working. That's not alive, man. That's just a mind control to get you ready for society. That's all schooling is these days, and it was all formed that way. It's all same with the pharmaceutical companies. The whole lot, the whole structure of it all, it virtually goes back to the oil industry to a degree, and how to get rid of all this oil and put it into medications. And I mean, it's pretty much proven that they're just there to disguise one thing. Nothing is actually, out of the thousands and thousands of pills that people take a day that they pump out, none of it cures you. It's just, it's masking. That's all it's doing. It's just masking something.
Well, yeah, but it's coming back in a big way, and it's like, I hope it will do this effect, this RAM effect, like bam, and just kicks out all the old shit that was a trick anyway, and that make only the life better of a few, but not the lives of the many, which can easily be done. And that brings me, by the way, I'm not sure if I had this clip here too. Otherwise, I'll have to put it up. Oh no, I didn't put it up. Shit. It was interesting what was happening there in Africa. Let's see if I can find that clip quickly. That growing gardens there in the middle of the desert. And that's not on the ancient war. Apparently in the Bible not find this as well, is that this was already possible. So it's nothing new. It's just been destroyed from you, not need the right education. So, let me see if I can find that clip quickly. Garden. Let's see. Yes, feminist over. Yeah, this is a very interesting one. It's let's see. This is 11 minutes. Yeah. Let's play this in a moment. Just so you get an idea. It's been possible. So we have been had. Okay, they gave us pleasure here, well, so people didn't really care. But now they will. All right, let's get this clip on. Let's see. Or it is still on, I guess. Yeah, here we are. I'm getting better at this. So, now I will show you this thing that's happening in Niger. That desert with shovels, they restored it. And now 500,000 people can eat. That's great. All right. Let's see. Can this without lagging?
Southern Niger, a few miles from the border with Nigeria, on an 800-hectare stretch of land the United Nations had written off as dead less than a decade ago. Today, that same ground is feeding 500,000 people, not through food aid, not through imports, through a farming technique so old, so simple, that the people using it had genuinely forgotten they'd invented it. It's called a half moon, a curved trench dug into bare desert soil, paired with something called a czar pit, packed with manure and dug entirely by hand. No machines, no electricity, no imported technology of any kind. Here, in Niger's Maradi region, 528 of these sites now hold an almost unbelievable 3 million cubic meters of water in ground that used to shed every drop of rain like concrete. Oregon State University's Andrew Millison filmed it under armed escort, because the border a few miles south belongs, some days, to whichever militant group crosses it first. This is a story the World Food Programme, the largest humanitarian agency on, has been quietly documenting for years. So here's the real question nobody at the UN says out loud in press briefings. If a shape this simple can reverse a desert this fast, why isn't every dying landscape on the map already doing it?
Exactly. Oh, it's lagging, I see. Oh no, that's no good. Now we're back. We're back. Oh, I hope that clip played well. I don't know. But
yeah, played okay. Just broke up a little bit at the end there.
It was.
Yeah, it was playing good. Yep, it was good.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, so there's another example, practicality. It works. We have to know. Of course, and the end question is, why is it not happening? We know why it's not happening, because they don't want it to happen. Big industry with all the money don't want to lose their money, don't want to lose their power, don't want to lose their profits. And that directly ties in with, all these billionaires that are working together at the top to, keep us down. But those days are going to be over. It cannot be otherwise, It's coming back to us. It's a gift. We got to use it. You got to work for it, The freedom, you don't get it back easily from those who love to hold you in servitude. And if not, they will get rid of you. But we don't need this. We are all free beings, and we're all connected to everything. And that's the beauty that they haven't told us about. So that's the power of the mind. You see, that's why they have to control it and invade it, so that you don't really realize what is really out there. So now we're in, how long now? Let me see. 45 minutes. And it got to that. So I just wanted to put that out there to show you that what is possible in practicality. Now let's get to our friend Hemp now. Here it is. All right. Hopefully not much lagging. I'm trying to do my best to do nothing else. This is a 10-minute clip. Nature's gift, health, industry, and a cleaner future, which you are so promoting, but seem not be able to really get it done.
Hemp, a plant that has been around for centuries, yet its potential is only now being fully realized. It's more than just a plant. It's a solution to many of the challenges we face today. From environmental issues to health concerns, hemp offers a versatile and sustainable option. For ages, we've used hemp for food, fabric, and so much more. Ancient civilizations relied on hemp for its strong fibers and nutritious seeds. It was a staple in many cultures, providing essential resources for daily life. Then, for a while, we forgot about it. Due to various political and social reasons, hemp fell out of favor, but now we're rediscovering hemp and its incredible benefits. We are realizing its potential to change the world. Scientists and farmers are working together to unlock the secrets of this amazing plant. Research is showing that hemp can be used in countless ways, from medicine to construction materials. Hemp can make our bodies healthier. Its seeds are packed with protein, essential fatty acids, and other nutrients. Hemp oil is known for its anti-inflammatory properties and is being used in a variety of health products. It can make industries green. Hemp is a renewable resource that can be grown without the need for harmful pesticides. It can be used to create biodegradable plastics, reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and decreasing pollution. And it can help us build a sustainable future. From food to fuel, from clothes to construction, hemp is the answer. Hempcrete, a building material made from hemp, is not only strong and durable, but also carbon negative, meaning it absorbs more CO2 than it emits. Are you ready to learn more? Let's dive in. Join us as we explore the endless possibilities of hemp and discover how this ancient plant can help us create a better, more sustainable world. Meet Jack Herer, a man whose name has become synonymous with the fight for hemp legalization and awareness. Jack was not just an advocate, he was a pioneer, a visionary who saw the untapped potential of a plant that had been unfairly demonized for decades. He was a tireless advocate for hemp. His passion was palpable and his dedication unwavering. Jack traveled across the country, speaking at rallies, engaging with communities, and spreading the word about the benefits of hemp. He believed that hemp could be a game changer for society, offering solutions to many of the world's problems. Jack saw how special hemp was. He understood its versatility and its potential to revolutionize industries. From textiles to construction materials, from food products to biofuels, Jack knew that hemp could provide sustainable alternatives to many of the resources we rely on today. He knew it could change the world. Jack envisioned a future where hemp was a cornerstone of a more sustainable and equitable society. He saw it as a way to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, to create jobs, and to promote environmental stewardship. He wrote a book called The Emperor Wears No Clothes. This book was more than just a collection of facts. It was a manifesto, a call to action. Jack meticulously documented the history of hemp, its uses, and the reasons behind its prohibition. This book became a Bible for hemp enthusiasts. It inspired a new generation of activists and researchers. People gathered in libraries, homes, and community centers to discuss its contents and to strategize ways to bring hemp back into the mainstream. Jack explained how big companies and governments work together. He exposed the collusion between powerful industrial interests and policymakers who sought to suppress hemp to protect their own financial interests. They shut down the hemp industry. Factories closed, farmers were forced to abandon their crops, and an entire industry was brought to its knees. The repercussions were felt far and wide, affecting economies and livelihoods. Why? Because hemp posed a threat to their profits. They feared its potential. The versatility and efficiency of hemp made it a formidable competitor to many established industries, from paper to pharmaceutical. Jack Herer dedicated his life to exposing this. He worked tirelessly, often at great personal cost, to bring the truth to light. His efforts were not...
And now I learned something too, because there is this cannabis strain you can smoke, which is called Jack Herer. And it's a very fine thing to smoke.
Not just about hemp, they were about justice, transparency, and the right to access beneficial resources. He wanted everyone to know the truth about hemp. Jack believed that an informed public could make better decisions and that knowledge was the key to change. Through his speeches, writings, and relentless activism, Jack Herer left an indelible mark on the world, ensuring that the story of hemp would not be forgotten. Let's talk about food. Hemp seeds are incredible. They're like tiny powerhouses of nutrition. They're packed with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. These nutrients give you energy and help you grow strong. Hemp seeds also have omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. These are essential for brain and heart health. You can sprinkle hemp seeds on salads or blend them into smoothies. They add a nutty flavor and a nutritional punch.
Nutty.
Cotton is often called the fabric of our lives, but cotton is thirsty. It needs a lot of water to grow. It also needs pesticides, which can harm the environment. Hemp, on the other hand, is a superhero. Hemp needs less water.
Yes.
Than cotton. It can grow without harmful pesticides. This makes it a much better choice for our planet. Plus, hemp fabric is strong and durable. It gets softer with every wash. Section 5, Hemp for Paper, Saving Our Forests. In this chapter, we will explore an innovative solution that could revolutionize the way we produce paper and help preserve our precious forests. We need to protect our planet's lungs, our forests. Forests are vital for maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. They provide oxygen, store carbon, and are home to countless species of wildlife. They also offer recreational spaces for people to connect with nature. But we cut down millions of trees every year to make paper. This deforestation leads to habitat loss, climate change, and a decrease in biodiversity. The traditional paper industry is one of the major contributors to this environmental crisis. What if there was a better way? There is. Hemp, a versatile and sustainable crop, offers a promising alternative. Hemp has been used for centuries for various purposes, and now it can be a game changer in the paper.
It's not really an alternative then, is it? Since it's been around for thousands of years, it was the to-go-to plant. They just took it away.
Hemp can save our forests. Unlike trees, which take decades to mature, hemp can be harvested in just a few months. This rapid growth cycle makes it an incredibly efficient resource for paper production. Hemp grows much faster than trees. A single acre of hemp can produce as much paper as 4 to 10 acres of trees over a 20-year period. This means we can produce the same amount of paper with significantly less land and time. It can be used to make paper that is strong and durable. Hemp fibers are longer, and more flexible than wood fibers, resulting in a higher quality paper that is less prone to tearing and yellowing. Hemp paper can even be recycled more times than wood pulp paper. Traditional wood pulp paper can typically be recycled 3 to 4 times before the fibers become too short and weak. In contrast, hemp paper can be recycled up to 7 or 8 times, making it a more sustainable option. By choosing hemp paper, we can help protect our forests for generations to come. Not only does this choice reduce the demand for tree-based paper, but it also supports a more sustainable and eco-friendly industry. Together, we can make a difference and ensure that our forests continue to thrive for future generations. Section 6, Hemp for Fuel and Plastics, a greener alternative. Our dependence on fossil fuels is harming our planet. We need to find cleaner alternatives and fast. Hemp offers a solution. Hemp can be used to create biofuel. This biofuel is renewable and produces fewer emissions, but that's not all. We can also make bioplastics from hemp. Unlike traditional plastics, hemp bioplastics are biodegradable. They won't pollute our oceans and landfills. Section 7, Hempcrete, building a sustainable future. What if our homes could be built from plants? Well, with hempcrete, they can. Hempcrete is a building material made from hemp, lime, and water. It's strong, lightweight, and fire-resistant. Hempcrete is also an excellent insulator. It keeps homes warm in the winter and cool in the summer. This means we can use less energy for heating and cooling, saving money and reducing our carbon footprint. Section 8, Hemp for a cleaner tomorrow. Our planet is facing a pollution crisis. We need to find ways to clean up the mess we've made. Guess what? Hemp can help. Hemp can be used to clean up contaminated soil and water. How does it work? Hemp absorbs toxins from the environment. This process is called phytoremediation. Hemp is like a natural vacuum cleaner, sucking up pollutants and making the world a cleaner place. Section 9, Hemp for Healing, the power of CBD. Hemp has been used for medicinal purposes for centuries. Recently, one compound in hemp has been making headlines: cannabidiol or CBD. CBD has been shown to have a wide range of therapeutic benefits. CBD can help reduce anxiety and improve sleep. It can also alleviate pain and inflammation. Scientists are just beginning to unlock the full potential of CBD. Section 10, a brighter future with hemp. For too long, hemp has been misunderstood and demonized, but the truth is out there. Hemp is a miracle plant that can help us create a healthier, more sustainable world. It's time to embrace the power of hemp. Let's support sustainable farming practices. Let's choose hemp products whenever possible. And let's tell our leaders to enact policies that support the hemp industry. Together, we can create a brighter future with hemp.
Beautiful. And don't tell others, you are a leader. You don't need leaders. We can do it. We gotta take the lead. It's simple as that. All right, that was a beautiful little promotion there. And we're 55 minutes in, so things are going very well. Beautiful. That tells you everything you need to know about the hemp plant, pretty much, and why it should be implemented worldwide. What do you say? What do you thought about that? That's pretty. Was a pretty good promotion.
I reckon it's a bloody good promotion. Yep. Improvise worldwide. There you go. We've got a
Yeah,
slogan.
I mean, and the beauty of the variety of it. I mean, if you're not a farmer, it's no problem. They can. If you're into food or something, you can use it for that. If you're into making clothing, you can use it for that. So you can create different jobs. Even you can still use your passions and use hemp.
Just
So
don't let your passions take over you too much. My cousin had a passion of making a nice birthday cake out of some sort of hemp projects, and things got a little bit funky, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Woo!
that can happen. That can happen. That's a good warning. We can also overindulge in things, and that's yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta be a bit careful with everything. Nature has its limits, at least not real limits, perhaps, but there's things you shouldn't do. Like you
But
don't eat the
but
wrong mushroom.
but then again, like we are talking the difference, aren't we? Like hemp and cannabis. Like
Mhm.
there's the THC side of things, and then there's the you could smoke it all day and just get a headache side of things.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
used to get it
true.
from China. I used to work at this place mixing um, stuff, for this big company. And oh man, we used to have. I think it was pumpkin seeds or pumpkin seeds. And there used to be a shitload of like hemp seeds through it. They must have grown the crops together or something. And they were massive seeds, eh? Like the actual they used it obviously in China. I think you already brought that up about their industry, and yeah, man, we used to get freaking hundreds and hundreds of these seeds just in these bags of like we had to sort them out, piss the seeds off, and I mean you could grow it. They grow quick, they grow big, but you could smoke a field of it all day and you wouldn't get high on it.
Hmm. Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, having some cheap fun and again gives you the options that are out there. Once you get into nature, once you work with nature, and the lack of education on these things. I mean, unfortunately, we need some kind of education because we come into this world, we know nothing. So you need some sort of educating. But once you know that, like I said, the potentials are there. It's just so beautiful. It's something that would give real hope to the youngsters out there if you see the potential of all this. So that's why I'm so keen on getting it out there. It's already getting out there more and more. But still, you're amazed at how many people don't know this. Like, oh, hemp, really? Isn't that forbidden or something? Isn't that, drugs? Like we're so misinformed still. And that's the other thing that you always have to deal with. You have to deal with the stigmas around it or the ideas that they created around it that were false. So that's the thing we got through this kind of education, you get that out of the way. And that's the first step. And then seeing the real potential, and then seeing the change in the world it will bring. It will bring about, absolutely. And a future to actually look forward to instead of what you see now, like in everybody, but also in youngsters, like they realize like the game is up. What is there for them? What's really out there for them? Nothing.
Mhm.
So, but this information that we are putting out here, this will actually give people a future, and it will actually make it more healthier, better, less stress, better ways to deal with stress. It's the whole understanding of the whole self, the whole the nature you are part of. So, I mean, what can be more beautiful? There will be hardly any division if you notice. We're all part of nature. Yes, there's outer phenomena that's different, and that's okay. That's perfect, and but that shouldn't have to be a problem. So, you know, it's that simple actually. So I think these topics bring about a whole array of good things. You know, mentally, spiritually, all surrounding. It's hard to imagine in this world that you can walk around on this planet where there's no heavy competition or like a heavy difference in lifestyle, quality lifestyle, or always this violence, this anger, this sadness everywhere, which would not be there if this would be implemented. Can you imagine that? That's just incredible. I mean, I'm absolutely 100% convinced that that will bring about that change. And you will see that those things will fall away. Then it will take a while, but you can heal the traumas. You have actual future. You have less stress. Well, I mean, all humanity will be a couple of levels up. So, well, that's what you want, and I think we can all cheer for that. Unless you're a psychopath, you know. But yeah, so that's the good thing about these topics. It opens up so many horizons and things that we can actually go for, which will give us a great place to live. So let's get to one more clip I had here on the moringa tree. That's beautiful. It's 14 minutes almost, so we can play it in its entire. Then we'll get close to an hour and a half. I think we have to round off there. So put this back. All right. I'm going to check out the moringa tree now. The miracle tree next to the miracle plant. What else do you want? Maybe a couple of mushrooms? You got it. All right, let's do this.
One tree. It purifies water. Its oil matches olive oil molecule for molecule. It grows 15 feet in a single year in soil that rejects everything else. But a tree that creates no dependency has no place in a system built on dependency. That is not a conspiracy. That is accounting. The archive opens in northern India. The season is wet. The year uncertain. Perhaps 2000 will come. To stop the few before. She called it texts. Shigru. Not proud. For indication of a tree that 4 your backyard can grow. First name was Sanskrit. Sushruta Samhita. The foundational texts of Ayurvedic medicine. Both list Shigru, anti-inflammatory, digestive, treatment for 300 conditions. The modern pharmacist lists 0. In ancient Egypt, they pressed oil from moringa seeds and called it ben, sealed it in vessels placed beside the dead, provisions for a journey beyond death. The oil they called ben fumes. It outlasted the dynasty that made it. In Senegal, it means the truth wished it so, because they watched it survive the Sahel, the drought, the dust, the dying of every other green thing. Moringa remained. It became the tree of the hungry season. In the Philippines, they call it malunggay, the mother's tree. After birth, the women eat the leaves. The milk comes stronger. The government promoted it as a national food.
No, I don't know if you can hear me, but it's frozen up there, Lawrence.